Hey guys, and welcome to the video. So recently, I made a video where I found out how long it would take to mine an entire Terraria world with a copper pickaxe. And on that video, I got quite a few comments discussing doing the same thing in Minecraft. So that is what I want to do today. Now, I did a quick search on YouTube and found that IBX Toycat already made a video answering this question. However, his video is 4 years old and only does the math for a diamond pickaxe. So what I want to do is conduct this experiment again on modern day Minecraft, as well as find out how long it would take to mine a world with all of the tiers of tools, including your fists. And that is the one that I'm the most interested in. So obviously, even more so than the Terraria experiment, this test cannot be conducted by hand. What I plan to do instead is use math and some slight approximations to get a pretty good estimate for how long it would take. To get started, I first have to figure out what a Minecraft world is made of. And what I mean by this is I need to figure out the average composition of a chunk so that I can then calculate how long it would take to break. In order to do this, I used World Edit to analyze 10,000 chunks in a few different places. First, I took an analysis of an area composed of forest, plains, and a snow biome to get a pretty good chunk sample for most of the terrain in a Minecraft world. Then, I took a 10,000 chunk sample from an ocean biome because I felt that the composition of an ocean was drastically different from the normal terrain, so it wouldn't be fair to ignore it. I then finished by taking another sample from an extreme hills biome and a final one from a desert biome. There are a few other biomes that differ from the normal terrain, such as the mesa, but because these biomes are extremely rare, I decided to not take them into consideration. Now that I had data on what an average chunk in multiple different biomes would look like, I next needed to figure out how common these different biomes are. And in my search for the answer, I found a Minecraft forum post that had tested the exact thing I was looking for by loading into 12,000 unique worlds and documenting what biome was found at spawn. Now, this doesn't give a perfect answer to the question for how common each biome is, but it does give a pretty good idea of the layout of a Minecraft world, so I decided to use these results. Now that I knew a little bit more about the composition of a world, the next step was finding approximately how many chunks of each biome are contained within the world. According to the Minecraft wiki, the default world border stretches out to 29,999,984 blocks in every direction, meaning that each axis of the world is a little over 3.7 million chunks long. Now, because the world is a perfect square, in order to find the total number of chunks, all we have to do is square one side. And after doing this, I found that there was a little over 14 trillion chunks in a Minecraft world. Knowing this, I then took the total number of chunks and multiplied it by the percentage of the world that was made of a specific biome to get the total number of chunks from each biome that I took a terrain sample of. Then, using all of the information that I had collected up to this point, I took the number of chunks from each biome and multiplied it by the average number of each block type found in that chunk to finally find the total number of each block from every biome. With all of this block information collected, I then took all of the results and added them together to find the total number of each block type in a Minecraft world. With all of this out of the way, the hard part was finally over. Now we just have to find out how long it takes to mine each block. Fortunately, the Minecraft wiki has a very handy table that shows how long it takes to break every block in the game with all the different tool tiers. So all I had to do at this point was take the total number of blocks that we found earlier and multiply it by the time it takes to break each block with every tool. Then I would be left with the total time for every block with each tool. Once I had done this for all the blocks and added the times together, I was left with a pretty good answer for how long it would take to mine an entire Minecraft world. But I still had lava and water to worry about. For the lava, I decided to assume that it was all filled in with stone and then mined. So I used the time it takes to break stone plus an additional quarter second for the time it would take to place the stone. For the water, I decided to say that sponge was used to remove it. Now, a sponge can absorb a maximum of 65 blocks. So although it doesn't make complete sense, for simplicity's sake, I assumed that every sponge was placed perfectly and consumed 65 blocks of water. Using this assumption, I took the total number of source blocks and divided it by the 65 block capacity of a sponge, then took this number and multiplied it by the time it takes to break a wet sponge, plus 0.5 seconds for the time it would have taken to place, and was left with an approximation for how long it would take to remove all the water. Now with the liquids out of the way, I finally had some results. Starting off with the fastest material, using netherite tools, it would take about 2.2 billion years to mine an entire Minecraft world. Not exactly doable, and that's the fastest. Using gold tools, it would take around 2.3 billion years. Using diamond tools, it would take about 2.6 billion years. And I actually found it interesting that gold was faster than diamond. Although, with the amount of tools that you'd have to go through using gold as opposed to diamond, in the end, I don't think it would be worth it. But I'm getting a little off topic. Back to the results. With iron tools, it would take 3.5 billion years. Using stone tools, it takes 5.3 billion years. With wooden tools, it would take 10.4 billion years. And finally, if for some reason you didn't want to use any tools at all, use Using your fists, it would take 63,412,396,646.14 years to mine an entire Minecraft world. To put this crazy number into a bit more context, that's over 4 times the age of our universe. So if you want to complete this project, I would recommend getting started as soon as possible. But with that, I found the answer to the question that I was after. If you're interested, all of the links to everything that I talked about in this video are in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to be notified when I upload more in the future. It's a great way to help out the channel. But with that out of the way, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you to Beav Notice Me Senpai and all my other patrons for helping make this video possible.